Okay. Let's do it. Boys, we're going to do it. We're going to do an investment tier list. I got to update my investment tier list. There's a lot of changes, and there's a lot of things happening with the investment tier list. And I just want to put a roadmap for you, my opinion on what's going to work, what's going to be the best investments. And I've been pretty spot on when it comes to some of that. Luce, hey-yo, and some of these others. So this is going to be the video that's going to talk about it. You do not want to waste your gold heads. You want to invest in what's going to last the longest, what's got longevity. And so my opinions and 50 cents will get you a cup of coffee. That's about what they're worth. However, you take my opinions, you might find yourself saving some heads. So stick around while we go through it all right now. Hey everybody, welcome back. I am your boy War Daddy Chansky. I do videos for Rise of Kingdoms all the freaking time. And if you enjoy these videos, throw a thumbs up on it. Give it a like if you get any entertainment value, or if you just get any value for your account in the game of Rise of Kingdoms. Also, you can subscribe if you have not. Doesn't cost you anything. Really helps out the channel. And we're growing our community. That Discord link for my community is down in the description. If you haven't joined, guys, you asked me a lot of questions in the comment section. You can ask in my Discord. That's where I have a ton of people helping out. Also, we're in the middle of our August video giveaways, where I give a $10 flux for every single video. All you have to do to enter to win is put a comment down in the comment section. And from our previous video that went in depth from our War Council podcast on Ivan the Terrible, I got this. Clutch, hey, yo, you win the $10 flux. Love the in-depth analysis. Should be a beast with Arthur. Now, Clutch is talking about Ivan the Terrible. I have a card in the top about that video. You can check out that in-depth analysis that we go through. And congratulations to you again, guys. If you want to win that $10 flux, all you got to do is put a comment down in the comment section. So, listen, boys, we got these commanders here, right? And we got new commanders. New commanders, hey, yo, Alp, Verci. We got new commanders coming into the game. We got all kinds of commanders that we need to go rate for the investment tier list, okay? We all love tier lists, guys. I get it. It's so taboo, whatever, tier lists, I get it. But there's a reason why I say the things that I say. There's a reason why I told you guys that commanders like, let me guess, Luce is going to be a great investment and eventually will outlast BQ. People thought I was crazy, but now, slowly, day by day and release by release, it's becoming more and more evident. Same thing with Arthur. I got laughed at when I said Arthur's probably going to outlast Gang when it comes to the cavalry. Now, that's still yet to be determined, but with Ivan in the game now, Arthur, he's about to get a serious upgrade. So, with that, we got to talk about this, and we got to talk about all these different commanders, right? And we got to go through them all. So, I'm going to pull this thing up, okay? Nobody freak out. Everything's going to be okay. I'm going to pull this thing up, and we're going to go through this, and we're going to add the new commanders, and we're going to shift around some things as things have changed. All right, so let's pull this up. These are the best investments in Rock. This is from my previous video that I did, okay? I had 5 must-max commanders. Of course, you can see here, Chin, easy. Sun Tzu, easy. Achilles, easy. Luce, and BQ, okay? So, what are some of the adjustments I'm going to make? Before I go put in Ivar 5511, Alp, Verci, William Marshall, which will probably be in the niche category, Ivan, and Hyam, again in the niche category. Before I put them in, I need to make some adjustments here, okay? And my adjustments are going to be pretty simple. Number one, I'm taking BQ, and he's coming down here in the S tier. Still great, and still going to last. He's going to last at least through another infantry cycle, because when they give us a new infantry commander, we're probably going to pair them with Sun Tzu, or we're going to pair them with BQ, and then we're going to put Luce with Sun Tzu. However, it's going to be an AoE commander. It's going to be busted good. We are in the realm, I should say, we are in the generation of AoE commanders. It's starting off with Ivan the Terrible. Where are we going to put Ivan? We'll check that out. But we're going to get an infantry commander in the next cycle. When we do, that infantry commander is going to be AoE, and he's probably going to be pretty busted. 5 targets? I don't know if they'll give us 5 targets. Maybe back to the Guan days or CPO days, we get a 3-target AoE. Hey-yo. But that's the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull BQ down here. I'm going to leave these 4 up here. Okay? I don't think any of these 4 are going anywhere for multiple years. Even Luce. Laugh at me again. That's fine. But Luce is going to be there. He's going to outlast this dude. Okay? And he's going to be there for at least a couple more years. He's too good, y'all. He's too good. When we talk about Luce, okay, and we go through here and we look at kind of what he does, it's his expertise, guys. He's the OG combo commander. I've said this many, many times. He helps proc things faster. He helps proc your rings and your horns and your equipment and your tier 5 stuff and all your armaments and all the things. Luce is going to last, still dumps out a ton of damage. March speed mitigation, great. Good defense, good march speed. Takes 20% less skill damage. He's actually a counter to Chin. And obviously you get 20% attack, good stat sticks. And you have a 25% chance to do an extra smite damage. Hey, yo, okay. With a 5-second cooldown, that only enhances by this. And then obviously his 4 skill, normal damage, love that. And when you deal smite damage, you deal 10%, or all targets take 10% less damage for 3 seconds. That's what's so funny. Because people will tell me and they'll scream at me like, Chansky, you got to use Zuge. He does 15% less damage to the target. This is a great debuff. Bro, Luce's over here doing almost the same thing to 5 targets. So with that being said, and what was that, 3 seconds? Same thing, 3 seconds, yes. So with that being said, Luce is going to be there, like it or not. Guys, he's a great investment and he's going to stay at the S+ tier. So we're good. We're good with these 4, okay? And so from there, are we making any adjustments down here? Well, if you had to think about it, do we put like a gang down here in A tier? I don't know. And there's a reason why, boys. And it's because of the introduction to Ivan the Terrible, okay? We've talked about Ivan the Terrible. And really, there's 2 ways to look at it. Now, a lot of people have invested in Gang, and he's great, and he does really good stuff. But I'm talking about an investment for the long term, okay? And one of the things that's really, really good with our boy Ivan the Terrible is that he is a perfect pairing for Arthur. Arthur needs this guy. And you want to talk about a busted good March? It's going to be the March that's going to completely do more DPS than like anything. Maybe not named Chin. That's how good it is. Plus, you got this other fella that is becoming amazingly, and I mean amazingly potent with Achilles, and that's Attila. Attila primary, run it with Archer Delta, you run him with Achilles. It is like the best trading Cav March right now. Hands down right now. And if you don't believe me, just look at the rock stats, guys. In rock battles in their combat lab. Here's the Attila Achilles. You come down here, and it is weighted trades at 136%. And you're like, well, Chansky, that's just because of the arch formation. No, genius. The majority of time, the reports are coming with the Delta formation, 56% of the time. And look at the freaking DPS, the highest DPS in the game. The highest DPS in the game. Now, granted, a lot of that is because a lot of people, and I'll come back to my tier list, but a lot of people like to go run an Attila with Achilles into a ball and just pump out massive damage and let it run it down and get killed. But it still is what it is. You go swarm this thing, it's amazing. All right, so those of you who did not invest in Gang, have no fear. You don't have to now. You can run 2 Delta, and it's going to be amazing because you can run it with Attila and Achilles, and then you can run it with Arthur and Ivan. So I am going to keep Arthur at that S tier. I'm going to keep Arthur at that S tier, okay? Really, really good. Going to outlast just about all these other guys. And I think he's going to outlast Gang. Okay, now some people might say, I got Gang ahead of Arthur. That's fine, guys. I'm not going to die on that hill. However you want to put these guys is just fine with me. Now, I have Attila here, and he's staying here. He ain't going anywhere. There are so many applications to Attila in the game. So many. He's part of the rally meta still. Now, William Marshall's coming, and William Marshall will go cook with the fat man over here with Subotai. And when he does, we're not going to have to run Attila with Subotai. But if you think you're going to go rally a contested flag with Marshall and Subotai, it's like anything else. It's going to get swarmed down. So you can still use Attila. Probably going to use him with William Marshall. Also, he's part of the cavalry meta in the garrison. Hey, yo. And he is the meta with the field marches. Like it or not, argue with it all you want. I don't care. It is what it is, guys. Attila Achilles, best cav march in the game. Can't beat it. Literally can't beat it. So, Attila stays at the S tier. He ain't going anywhere. It's just not happening. And oh my God, if they ever give us an Arch 2.0, we're supposed to get Delta 2.0 within a few months. If they give us an Arch 2.0, finally the game will give Attila a buff. He's been dealing with nerfs. Every time the game comes around, they try to nerf Attila through something. The latest is Martial Mastery, just taking combo damage off of the Martial Mastery. I mean, kind of sucks, but if they ever give us Arch 2.0, get ready, because it's going to be nuts. However, Attila's going to stay in that S tier. All right? Now, what I have moved down to the A tier, okay, is Hector. Now, I could have Hector up here because he has so many applications, but I love Hector. I love him in the field. He's guys, I'm like not the only one. Dom is great, and Dom has great information, and of course, she's on my war council, and Dom cooks. He's part of the AQHQ Discord server that's amazing, and he cooks on the rock battles with Grigvar. Okay, Dom loves Hector. I love Hector. I love running Hector with BQ. I love running Hector with Arthur. I love Hector everywhere. I love him in the garrison. He's great. He's great behind David, part of the meta. He's great behind Gorgo, part of the meta, especially if you're running mixed. And he's great behind Hyam, part of the meta. So we're going to keep Hector right there, okay? Now, the other part of the A tier, okay, that I'm going to talk about is YSG. Now, you guys have heard me say YSG is better than Zuge with Chin. And that is what I'm going with, okay? I'm going to show you guys something when it comes to Chin, all right? When it comes to our boy Chin, where's he at here? Chin and YSG. We're going to talk about this, okay? It is hands down the best trading march in the game. Hands down. And I get the debuff from Zuge, and hey, if I do a 5v5 test in Arc, my Zuge performs better. Nobody gives a rip about a 5v5 run it down test in Arc. They care about murder ball fighting. And murder ball fighting, I'm sorry to say, DPS wins, okay? DPS is what you want to do. Yeah, but Chadsky, if you have Zuge, you can put the damage debuff on the targets. Yeah, guys, if you have YSG, the targets you're hitting have less troops in their march because you're doing so much freaking damage with YSG. So it's 6 one way, half a dozen another. So if Zuge could trade close to 171% with Chin, then I'd say Zuge. But guess what? He can't. All right? We're up to 45% difference in weighted trades. That is what actually matter. This is the actual trade over here. 45% better? I don't want to hear the arguments anymore. You guys knock it off. Just knock it off. And go run YSG with Chin and tell me it doesn't do better. Okay? With that being said, Zuge, you get down here in the dailies. You guys can put the dailies in him if you want them, but he's not A tier. Don't invest in Zuge. Don't put gold heads in Zuge. Don't put gold heads in any of these A category guys. But if you want to spin a wheel or something, or you want to do something and try to grab some heads out of some of the events, go ahead. That's fine. Okay. Then I've got the daily. Zuge gets a downgrade. Herman's still there because of his application with Alp Arslan. Shajar's still there because she's great in Canyon. You can run her in the altar with Chin. Still really good. I like Philip's still there. All right. Those of you who are running Philip could kind of maybe go here in the A tier, and maybe that's where we leave him. but maybe just the dailies for Phillip, because now that we have Verci, people are investing in Verci, but you can still keep Phillip here. But I wouldn't invest in him at all. I'd run him in the dailies. That's fine. And I've got Belisarius Prime over here, okay? And there's a reason why. Belisarius Prime, I love the commander. He's phenomenal at ratting. Ratting is when you take a march behind enemy lines. It's super fast. You go put him with Joan, and you go wreck all the farm marches trying to get to the rallies or trying to get to the garrison. It's great, okay? So I don't mind putting Belly in the dailies. Plus, if you ever run auxiliary skills, guys, just go look at Belly's auxiliary skills. They're amazing. If you're in Orleans KVK, it's phenomenal. He's got crazy good auxiliary skills, okay? So that's basically what we've got here. And I know it seems kind of crazy that we're up here and we're just like, kind of, what are we doing? You've got your dailies we talked about. You've got your niche roles. These are all your rallies and garrisons, all right? I kind of put them in order of importance, in my opinion. And then I've got your just knows. Now, I have CPO here. CPO Prime has been rumored to get a museum buff. He's been rumored to get a museum buff. And if he does, I don't know, maybe you put him up in the dailies, because the CPO with Luce March is still cooking. Guys, it's doing great, okay? It's doing a hell of a lot better than Luce with Alex. Just go ask somebody who runs it. It's really good. Guan, no. William Wallace, if you don't have Wallace maxed, you could maybe run him in the dailies. Maybe. Okay, if you run like 3 infantry marches and you really want to run him, but you got other options for that. So I'm just going to put William Wallace down here in the just know category. Don't invest in him, all right? You've also got Huo. You got Nevsky and Joan. These are the skill damage cav commanders. Just know. If you haven't started investing in these commanders, do not. We're going Delta 2.0 in a few months. Wedge will be obsolete from calves at that point, okay? Same thing with Alex. Nah. Okay, Henry, Justinian, those are just knows, even though they're kind of niche. Hera, guys, just know. Don't jack with Hera anymore. If you want to build a trap city, just build it with Matthias. So much better. So much better. Okay, you can even throw Lapu up here to do that. But that's kind of your relevant commanders in the game right now. That's your relevant commanders in the game right now, trying to figure all this stuff out, okay? Now, I could also put William the Conqueror. In fact, let me go do that. Let me pull in William the Conqueror. Where's he at? Where's my guy? There he is. William the Conqueror, I'm going to say just know if you have not maxed him. Don't even put him in the dailies. His kit's still really good. Okay, so that's what we've got. But now we've got these commanders to talk about now when it comes to Ivan IV and when it comes to our boy Verci and Alp Arslan, okay? First of all, we're going to talk about Ivar, all right? Ivar, let me pull this over here, go to the Conquest. Here's our boy. This is on my main. Now, I don't have him on my main, but I've got him on my second account. It's an infantry account, and I tested out Ivar with Sun Tzu. Now, it's not as broken as people think, because the discrepancy there is that people who have Ivar are rally and garrison players for infantry, and they have crazy good gear, and they put them behind Sun Tzu. Of course it's going to do well. Sun Tzu carries everybody. However, if you do get an MGE and you got nothing to get you have no other commander to go get, you can go grab Ivar. And you can make homeboy 5511. And boys, that is an S tier investment. I'm just telling you, okay? We're talking about the investment. I'm not saying Ivar 5511 is an S tier level commander. I'm just saying as an investment, that is minimal investment. Like minimal investment. You go pair him with Sun Tzu, and it's going to trade fantastic. It's going to really, really do well. So, Ivar 5511 runs up to the S tier level of investment, okay? I love it. I love it for players who get MGE. Like, boys, if you're doing the game and you've got MGE coming up, okay, and you look over here, a lot of the times you're like, hey, I did really well in KVK. I got an MGE spot, but I don't even know who to get. And you got a bunch of infantry commanders here, and you're not really an infantry rally or garrison, just go get Ivar. Go get Ivar. Go get 60, 90 heads for him if you get the top 3, 180 heads if you get the top spot. And then you just go make him 5511, especially if you run multiple infantry marches. Now, The only bad side about this is that when new infantry comes out in a handful of months, okay, Ivar's probably going to come back down here to A tier as far as an investment goes, because we'll have a new pairing with Sun Tzu. It'll probably be broken because they love infantry players. Infantry players get all the cool stuff. But right now, we'll just keep him at S tier. Great investment, okay? Next is Alp Arslan. Originally, Alp Arslan could have gone up here to the S tier. If you run 2 Archer Marches, he's kind of a must-max, but not really, because he's not trading all that better than Herman with Zuge. Okay, so I'm putting him down here at the bottom of A tier. Honestly, I wouldn't mess with this guy. I just wouldn't mess with him. Now, I'm here to tell you today, if you run 2 Archer Marches and you run Chen with YSG, just run Zuge and Herman or Zuge and Philip. Don't jack with Alp Arslan. Don't waste heads on this guy. He ain't doing it for anybody. I don't think he trades positive with any setup he's got. Legit. I don't think he trades positive with anybody. Here's Zuge, 69%. Okay. Let's go look at Herman. Where's Herman at? Or let's go look at YSG. Some people are putting YSG with him. 67%. Let's go look at Herman. Where's Herman? Let's see. H-I-J-K, elemental P. Okay. Herman. Here we go. Herman Prime. 76%. Dude doesn't trade positive with anybody. With anybody. He's just hot garbage. Like, gross. Don't ever jack with this guy. In fact, I'll put him down here in the just no category. God bless. Stay away from this dude. Like, I made the bad investment. I was your guinea pig. I had the heads. Why not? And it is a little bit of an improvement. But guys, this is Alp with Herman Prime. This is the best you're going to do. Now, you want to run Zuge with Herman Prime? What is that doing? Is that doing better? No, it sucks. God, 2 Archer Marches suck. I'm telling you. What about Philip? How's Zuge doing with Philip? 64%. It's doing just as well as Herman. What about Herman Primary? We'll look at that. Hold on. Herman Primary with Zuge. Is it better? Maybe it's better. 65%. Oh, GG. Rip Archers. Not going to work, okay? So, Alp Arslan, there you go. Okay, there is utility with Herman. We'll keep him at an A tier because with Herman, you're putting out a lot of stacks. It's going really, really well there. So Alp Arslan with Herman, you can run that. Alp barely holding on to the A category, okay? So now from there, let's talk about our boy Verci. Same thing, boys. We thought he was going to be good. We thought because of his stacking abilities on some of his different skills that he's got to do more combo damage, to do more normal damage that he's got, we could stack these things up. We want to run them with commanders that stack up the basic attacks. So we thought he'd be good with Arthur. All right, we thought he'd be good with Luce. But dude, Verci ain't it. He ain't it. And I'm just telling you. Like, you can put him with Arthur and it works out okay. Like, okay. Like, outside of Achilles, it's like probably the best March for Arthur, but by how much? And that's my whole point. It's like, not by much. Not by much at all. And so from there, like, where do we put Verci here? Are we going to put Verci up here in S tier? Hell no. Maybe right here. In fact, because Hector has so many other utilities when it comes to the garrison and even your city garrison, I would rather have Hector than Verci. Plus, I love Hector. And for whatever reason, for my marches, my Hector did better than Verci. I'm going to come show you. Okay, look at my pairings over here. Let me pull this down. Where's my... Hold on. Let me pull this down and let's go with my Arthur Verci, or my Arthur Vercingetorix, okay? Ran the heck out of this thing, traded at 95%, okay? Now, let me go with my Arthur and Hector. Where is that guy? Arthur Philip, Arthur... Where is it? Arthur David, Arthur Achilles. Where is my Arthur Hector? We're going to find it. Hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. My Arthur Hector's around here somewhere. Holy jeez, where'd it go? Arthur Gang Gamchin? How did I do on that? Not as good? 128%. Gang, behind Arthur. Did really well for me. Okay. And I'll look one more time for Arthur with Hector. There it is. Okay, how does this do for me? 167%. Hey, yo. Like, Verci sucks, boys. Sucks. And we'll even go with like BQ. Let's go with like my BQ March comparing Vercingetorix. BQ Verci, 121%. What about my BQ with Hector? Like, how's that doing? Do I even have it anywhere? BQ Tarek, BQ CPO Emilianos. Oh my God, I got all these weird BQ marches. BQ, wait, versus my BQ Wallace, 127%, 101%. It does better than William Wallace with BQ. Hold on. We're going to try this thing out. Where is my BQ with Hector? There it is. What am I at here? 103%. Okay. Verci does a little bit better than my BQ and Hector. Okay. But overall, he is not going anywhere but right here. A category. Do not put him in the S category. That ain't happening. Ain't working. Like, I've seen people put Shajar way up here or Shajar up here. I've seen people put Verci up here. No. I've seen people put Alp up here at S plus level. What the hell? No. These guys suck. Absolutely suck. Now, William Marshall is going to be meta. Hyam is meta for the archers. It's great. Now we come to Ivan the Terrible, okay? And the reason why I put Marshall and Hyam here, that's their niche, their rallies and garrisons. They're going to be great, okay? That's kind of the order of importance, I would say, on your rallies and garrisons. Of course, you could put Hector down here, which is awesome. Hector, great for garrisons. But now we've got Ivan. Where are we putting Ivan here, okay? Are we going to put him here? Or are we going to put him here, okay? Let me just look at this for a second and let's talk about it, all right? Let's look at this and let's talk about it. When it comes to our boy Ivan, okay, this is what people have to understand. Because they look at this and they say, Chadsky, he's got 1,400 damage factor, which turns into 2,800 damage factor to 3 targets. Well, that's just like Arthur. It's not very good. Boys, you do know that if you take his instant proc that he has on his verdict ability here when it comes to his decree effects, and then you take his instant proc, where is this at? His instant proc that he has, let me see. When it comes to that, and then where's the other instant proc? Okay, the other instant proc that obviously comes with the verdict, he actually does more DPS between his active skill and his instant proc. He does more DPS, okay, than BQ. What? What are you talking about? Yeah, BQ. 2,400 damage factor to 5 targets. But you're only doing, if you hit 5 targets, you're only doing half the damage because that floor is 50% mitigation. 2,400 damage factor times 5 is 12,000 damage factor. Divided by 2, because it's only 50%, is 6,000. Okay? When it comes to Arthur, and the same thing with Ivan, let me help explain to everybody. 2,800 damage factor times 3. And since you're only hitting 3, you're mitigating it by 30% instead of 50% for 5 targets. And that's a total of 5,880. It's almost the exact same. And then you throw out the instant procs that like Arthur has, and you throw out the instant procs that our boy Ivan has. Like, it does more damage. I don't think people realize something. Ivan, and I said this, I've been saying this since he came out. If Arthur could be a secondary commander, I would love him. If he could be a secondary commander that does combo as a secondary commander, I would freaking love this guy. Put him behind Gang, put him behind Attila. Holy jeez, put him behind Attila. I love everything about him, and the only thing I said was, just give us another Arthur. I've literally said it in videos and streams. The next Cav commander needs to be another Arthur, just more tanky. I literally said that. And boys, that's what they gave us. 50% defense. Holy jeez. 10% less sev wounds. 30% health. Like, I don't think you guys understand. That's 80% of defense and health. 80. Like, that's going to blow the doors off of things when it comes to trades and when it comes to performance. We're going to put Arthur and Ivan together, and it's going to give Arthur, like Arthur has a little bit of health here. That's 50% health between the two. You already got Cav Attack. Great. What else does Arthur have? Doesn't he have like some kind of skill damage? Okay, no, that's if he's a secondary commit. But he's got March speed. We know he's fast. Fast as hell. Especially after an active skill. Okay. Does extra combo attacks. But we're going to run up so much tankiness on an Arthur, Ivan, March. Like, holy geez, boys. Like, Ivan is not only going to the top, he's going to go right here. He is going to be as strong, if not maybe a little stronger than Achilles. Ivan the Terrible, get wrecked. Like it or not, boys, he's going to be insane. Don't look at the fact that these guys decided to say, hey, we're going to give him the same skill or the same damage factor as Arthur. People are like, well, God, that's like 2-3-year-old damage factor. It's like high-ass 3-target damage factor. It doesn't get any higher. So they're going to max out the damage factor to 3 targets. Nobody does more than him. And then they're going to give him tankiness. What? Tankiness? And they're going to give him a rage engine on his 3rd skill? What? Because we calculated the stacks of the Czar's authority, and we calculated how the basic attacks are going to run up the rage. Hey, yo, more combo everywhere. Like, this dude is going to be broken. Dare I say, do we put him ahead of Sun Tzu? That's the biggest question. And you imp simps out there, you're going to lose your minds. Chatsky, there's no way. He's not going to be better than Sun Tzu. Why don't we wait and see, boys? Why don't we wait and see? Because with that kind of tankiness, like, guys, you do realize with that level of stats, like, we're getting into chin level stats here with the defense and the health and the mitigation. Like, we're getting into chin level of stats. You do realize that when it comes to the tankiness. That's where our boy Ivan is at. So I don't know if he goes here or if he goes here. We're going to find out, but he's going to one of those 2 spots. If you think he's like S tier, get out, bro. Get out. Like, what? Get your head checked, man. Look at the stats. Look at what he's doing. This dude is going to trade like a monster. And you go put him with Arthur, it's going to do so much freaking damage. And now it's got a rage engine. Arthur's over here mitigating rage on the targets. Ivan's over here giving a rage engine and crazy defensive stats. And then those 2 together, 2,800 damage factor to 3 targets. Wham! 2,800 damage factor to 3 targets. Wham! Instant proc combo. Wham! Instant proc combo. Wham! Combo tree instant proc. Wham! Like, guys, it's going to look like a Batman comic scene. Wham! Pow! Boom! That's what we're going to see with Ivan the Terrible. So just get ready. This is going to be your investment tier list, okay? When Ivan comes out, when he finally comes out, we're going to have 5 must-max commanders that are going to last for years, multiple years in the game. BQ comes down to S tier. Luce, bro, high five. You're staying up there because you're going to last forever, I think. We're keeping Attila at the S tier. That's too much. Gang and Arthur, however you guys want to place these, this is where you're at. But with Ivan now pulling Arthur along, people who invested in Arthur, and you guys are having a tough time with your trades if you're running Hector, okay, if you're running Philip, even if you're running William the Conqueror, and you're running Delta, Arthur's having a tough time. Well, get ready, because this is about to be broken. And by the way, the best 2 Cav marches in the game are going to be this dude with this dude and this dude with this dude. Gang, going to be the odd man out. At least for me. So that's kind of what we've got when it comes to this. I love Ivar 5511. S tier investment, man. It's because it's hardly any investment. It's crazy. Attila probably can do Attila on the dailies. Pretty easy. But guys, he's S tier investment even to today. The other thing we didn't talk about is the city rallies with Attila. Amazing. But there is your investment tier list. You can set it and forget it. These 5 commanders are going to be amazing. You can still invest in BQ. That's fine. You can still invest in Arthur. That's fine. Still invest in Gang. That's fine. Still invest in Attila. Maybe not with gold heads, but you can still invest in them. He's a great investment. Ivar 5511, great. Hector, meh. Verci, meh. YSG, hey, he's still there. Alp, gross. And then you got your dailies you can do for some of these commanders that are kind of a little bit niche and got some good pairings. And then you've got your rally and garrison commanders, and then your just no category down here. If I missed anything, just let me know. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. If you would be so kind, throw a like on here. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And no matter where you are, good afternoon, good night, good morning, wherever you may be. And we'll see you later, broskies.